Following a close friend's messy divorce, Nora and Jake want to explore ways to protect their assets for their children's future, fearing potential legal challenges or claims. This is a situation that I face frequently with clients, especially those who have undergone divorces themselves or have, with respect to Nora and Jake, have been closely on the side, watching on the sidelines as friends of theirs have undergone a tumultuous and messy divorce. Best way to make sure that the assets are protected for their children, so that the assets that they leave for their kids are divorce protected, is to leave assets in trust. If Nora and Jake, upon their death, leave assets in a properly designed trust for their kids, a divorcing spouse will not be able to get their hands on those assets. Properly designed trust is one, in my opinion, where the trustees have full discretion to make distributions of as much, all, little, or none of the income and principal for the benefit of the children and the children's descendants and down the generational line, but without giving the trustees full discretion to make those distributions of income and principal. There's the potential that a divorcing spouse of a child could convince a court to require a trustee to make distributions to meet certain standards that may be included in the dispositive provisions in the trust for them. The worst possible scenario is for Nora and Jake to leave assets outright to their children. That truly exposes those assets to potential claims of a divorcing spouse. Even if the child were to keep those inherited assets completely segregated and separate, there are arguments, there are situations where a divorcing spouse could potentially make a claim for some or part of those separate assets. Certainly requiring that their children, depending upon the level of wealth that Nora and Jake have, requiring their children to have a prenuptial agreement between themselves and the spouse is also another way to protect those assets. It ensures what assets are separate, that those assets that are left to the children in trust would be identified as separate assets and would not be included in any marital distribution arrangement that would be permitted or arranged for pursuant to the terms of that prenuptial agreement. Even without the prenuptial agreement, having that well-designed, separate, fully discretionary trust that is set up for the benefit of each of the separate children and their descendants as well would also provide that additional layer of asset protection and divorce protection.